concrete. And first off, I want to thank you for stopping by our booth and learning about our new exciting CONTRx concrete polishing system. And secondly, we think it would be much more beneficial if we follow a small DVD production of our system in action. Now keep in mind that this DVD is not an all-inclusive system DVD that comes with our comprehensive guide. It's just a sample of our system on a real job in action. We hope to convey the simplicity of our system and a proper technique used by the operator. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and discover the unique opportunity that our Contractors concrete polishing system offers.
Hi, my name's Gary. I'm a contractor. I use Contractors systems to polish garage floors, all concrete floors. This particular application is a residential garage floor. Totals 400 square feet. The homeowner is interested in converting this area from storage, which he's using it primarily for storage now, into more of an entertainment room. So the first thing he feels he needs to address is the flooring. Until this time, until about a year ago when I started polishing garage floors and all kinds of concrete floors with Contractor systems, I would have recommended an epoxy flooring. And now I feel more comfortable with polished flooring. The reason is the polished flooring will give you everything that an epoxy floor gives you from the standpoint of the concrete no longer chalks or dust, easy to keep clean, easy to maintain, and it brightens the floor, brightens the room. It gives you, the polished floor gives you all of this, and it doesn't have the drawbacks that the epoxy floor has. If you're going to do an epoxy floor, the first thing you've got to ask the customer is you have a vapor barrier under your concrete. 99% of people have no idea, and if they do have a vapor barrier under there and they know it, they don't know that it hasn't been punctured during the pour. Very easy thing to tear a piece of plastic while you're pouring concrete. If there is no plastic, or if it tears during the pour, there's a place where moisture can come up through the concrete. The epoxy is sealing the air pockets over the concrete. The concrete's no longer breathable, so if moisture migrates up through, you end up with a failure of your epoxy flooring. You get that call back, you've lost your profit, nobody's happy. The polished floor, you can give the person, again, the same benefits. You can add a dye to it, which we will be doing here, and give them whatever color they want. It's a very artistic look. And the main benefit to me is the new floor will breathe as opposed to that epoxy floor. And by it breathing, I no longer have the risk of failure associated with epoxy. The first thing you're going to want to do when you polish a concrete floor is do a small test area on that floor. You're looking for a couple things. First of all, you need to know if you've chosen the correct numbered diamond to put on your pads. And the other thing you need to know is if your movement with the machine is nice and consistent, the movement you need. The way this will tell you, I did a small area, about 20 square feet, and this floor was hand troweled, so there's a lot of shatter marks, a lot of irregularities in the floor, but they're all minor. And the one thing you want to keep in mind is when you do pick this test spot, you want to pick the worst area in the floor. There's no real bad areas in this floor that jump out. So I started in an area that had a minor stain, and after grinding for about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, I stopped, vacuum this up, and you'll feel the difference between the floor I haven't done and the floor I have done. In this case, this feels nice and smooth. You can feel a major difference between the irregularities here and what you've done for 4 or 5 minutes of time here. That tells me that I'm on aggressive enough time. And if the shatter marks were still in here after 4 or 5 minutes, then I would step back to a coarser diamond so I can get that floor smoother. It's very important the first grind, the first time around the floor, you try to get all the irregularities out, because this is going to be your coarsest time, and after this it's harder and harder to get the irregularities out. In this case, it can be good and quick. The other thing you're looking for is the spacing in between these tool marks, which will tell you if you're moving your machine at the right speed and consistently, which is what you want to do. I compare this to making an old-time record album where the grooves are all nice and close together and consistent. And when you look at your marks here, you can see if I've gotten impatient right here, you can see where they've opened up some. That's where I was moving the machine too fast. If the grooves are nice and close together, the tooling marks, then you know you're doing a real nice, thorough job. So you're trying to go nice and slow and steady the same speed. Again, if you're trying to go a little bit too fast, you'll see that spacing open up in between the tooling marks, and your end result is not going to be as good.
What you're looking at is the design of our Contractors Polisher 2. One of the most unique features of this polisher is our patented click accessory system. This system allows for extremely quick changeover of grinder and polishing accessories. It's simple. The accessory slides the channel and securely clicks into place. Removal is just as simple. The operator presses the positive click tab and simply slides the accessory out.